Michael over here, and I'm going to talk about something that's hitting everybody today, and that word is inflation. Now, I've explained inflation in one of my previous series over here, and I'm going to talk about this here today again, right? Now, a lot of people have been asking me questions like, why is it happening in Malaysia, and what's going on over here? Why is prices going up? So I'm going to now take this series to explain to you guys why has prices increased in Malaysia until today, and I'm going to answer the second question over here is, will it continue to go up in 2023? So let's get started right now. So what has happened in Malaysia and why have all the prices suddenly gone up? Now, we all can blame this to one thing that has happened 2 years ago, which is the COVID pandemic. Now, because of the pandemic, that has happened and blessed us that we are all now safe, is that we have created a huge disruption in the whole market. So I can actually fault this to actually what has happened 2 years ago. So let's take a look into it right now, what is happening. Because of the current pandemic over here, I'll tell you 4 reasons why Malaysia is actually experiencing inflation today. So let's get started right now. So why Malaysia is actually having inflation right now actually attributes to 4 things. Number 1 right now, okay, and this is the fact of what we're calling recovery. So the recovery from C19, okay, or COVID-19 is actually now one of the main reasons of why we're having our inflation. Why? Number 1, because of all the recovering businesses over here, many of the businesses are starting to charge more and more money to recover the losses they've had in the past 2 years, right? So businesses are starting to go out there to make that money back again. But number 2, it's also because of spending power. Did you know that during the COVID-19 periods, there were many people who were able to save a lot more money? So because of this extra cash that people are having right now, and because of the pent-up demand. So one of the things is this, meaning that demand is now more than supply. And because of this, everybody is starting to spend that money right now. How many of you have gone for your holidays? How many of you have actually got to buy your new goods because you're able to go through and do your shopping again? So with all this going up, this is one of the natural reasons why prices have actually gone up. There's not enough supply to actually fulfill the demand, and hence that's why inflation is actually happening today, right? Number 1. So the second reason is this, it's called the disruptions in the supply chain. Now, not all the time business people are actually trying to take advantage of the high demand that's coming in. You know, like for example, let's say for example you want to buy your clothes right now, and because there's so many people queuing up, you want to raise the prices. It's not always the case. Some of the cases it's also due to the disruptions in the supply chain. Now imagine this right now during COVID-19, when there was no demand at all, many of the shops had to close, right? Many of the factories also had to close or even taper down their production. Because of all this, right, there was very little manpower, also less storage of the materials during that time. And all of a sudden, this year, everyone started to travel again, everyone started to buy again, and started to spend again. And therefore, a lot of these businesses couldn't catch up. And that's why there's a shortage of the supply chain. Raw materials are in demand right now. Logistics cannot catch up because maybe 2 years ago they cut down from 100 lorries, maybe some of these companies shut down to 10 lorries, right? And now they have to increase their vehicles and increase their distribution once again because the whole world is coming to life. So this disruption has been happening for the past 1 year, and because there's also a high demand for the supplies, prices have also pushed up. So because of delays, because of lack of supply, prices have actually gone up until today. Now, to make matters worse,
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
right? We have now 2 other reasons why Malaysia is now having inflation, and it comes to now number 3. And the 3 over here has got less to do with the COVID pandemic, it has all to do with something called the Ukraine war. So regardless of why the war happens or whether it's got any political agenda or economic agenda to it, it has now increased the oil prices directly and other materials as well. But price of oil has tremendously shot up because of the Ukraine war. And because of this, it has actually created a huge increase in inflation in all other things. As you know, oil is the bare material for energy. Oil is also needed for all the distribution and logistics. So this actually contributed to many of these, hence increasing the price of goods. Okay, and last but not least, number 4. So depreciation of ringgit Malaysia, okay, is the last and final cause of inflation in Malaysia. 85% of our consumer goods are actually imported, right? From milk powder to even the beef and the mutton that we have here today, most of them is actually imported from different countries, and we use mostly USD. But because ringgit Malaysia is now getting weaker against the USD, we are forced to pay higher prices for it, therefore indirectly creating a higher price for all consumers today. And that, my friend, is one of the other reasons why inflation is happening in Malaysia. There we go today. This is one of the reasons why inflation has happened in Malaysia in the past 1 year and why it might continue to go up again, right? Because of all this. Stay tuned to the next episode where I will answer the question, will inflation continue to rise in 2023? And I'm going to give you my 3 predictions why it's going to go up, okay? So till the next time around, see you guys. Bye-bye.